Let me record the session. Yeah. So let me create a new diagram. So guys, first of all, that you need to understand there are two types of web services. Okay, two types of web services means the first type is, have you ever heard about SOAP, Simple Object Access Protocol? Have you ever heard about this particular term, SOAP, SOAP? And the second thing is REST. REST means representational stateful APIs. Okay, so I'll tell you what is a difference between SOAP and REST. So if anyone asks you at a time of interview that, okay, what are different types of web services? There are two types of web services. Either it is SOAP based or REST based, right? So what do you mean by SOAP based? SOAP means the full form, they will ask you at a time of interview again, that the full form is Simple Object Access Protocol. Okay, so SOAP is a protocol, guys. Simple Object Access Protocol, which works over HTTP. HTTP means over the internet. Okay, over the HTTP call, we write like http://www.facebook.com. So I'm talking about that HTTP protocol. It works over the internet with the help of HTTP, right? Now we have these two types of REST API, and SOAP means Simple Object Access Protocol, which works upon HTTP client. Now, what is HTTP? What is SOAP? So SOAP is kind of request where earlier, like 10 years back, 15 years back, we used to use SOAP. And from last 4 5 years, majorly we moved to REST API. Most of the industry standard is that REST API. Most of the companies, 99% of the companies in the market, they have migrated their SOAP architecture to REST architecture. Now, what is SOAP first of all? So I have, let's see, this is a client. Okay, I have one client and this is a server, or maybe server 1 and server 2, or two systems are available, S1 and S2, right? Now this particular S1 and S2 interacting with each other, okay, with the help of SOAP API. So again, this concept will remain same always, guys. We have to send the request and we have to get the response, but what kind of request we are sending, that matters a lot. Okay, but ultimately concept will remain same, that okay, we are sending to this system S2 and we are getting one response to S1. But maybe technology is different. Maybe technology is different. Maybe we are using SOAP or maybe we are using REST. So in SOAP API, what exactly, if you are sending a SOAP request, what are the different parameters we have to consider? In SOAP request, couple of things that we have to consider, that okay, where exactly. So whenever we are sending any request to anyone, any server or any system, right, we need one thing is called, that is called endpoint URL, right? Whenever I have to interact with Amazon.com or any any e-commerce application, or if I'm, in fact, if I'm entering username and password, I'm clicking on submit button. After submit button, we are hitting a request, we are sending a request to the server, but we have to pass one URL for that, http www.gmail.com/login. It means, okay, we are sending this particular URL and it can be anything. Let's see, http www.xyz.com and I want login. Some other example, okay, www. let's see, xyz.com. I want to create an account. So for, let's see, your URL will be like this, create account. So that's why we always see that okay, the URLs are getting changed page wise, right? I'm clicking on contacts button, or let's see, employee information. I want to fetch how many employees are there in that particular company. So the request will be like this, www. okay, xyz.com. let's see, my request is get employee list. So URL will be changed accordingly. So who creates such kind of URLs, and what is the responsibility? It's not our responsibility. This thing is done by dev team. Okay, this thing is done by development team. So development team, okay, will create all these web services, the concept and the logic and everything. They will share these URLs with us, okay, and then we have to test it. We will hit this URL and we will get the response, and we will check, are we getting the correct response or not. So it's development team responsibility. So first thing is that endpoint URL we have to pass. Second thing, what we have to pass? We have to pass, let's see, I want to create an account. Okay, I want to create an account, or maybe let's see, I want some information from goibibo.com or from Indigo. I'm sending a request and getting the response. So I'm sending a request in the form of XML. Okay, so always remember, in SOAP based API, okay, in SOAP based API, request is always sent in the form of XML. Only one, okay, content type. This XML is called content type. Only one type is acceptable. That is called XML. We cannot pass any other thing. That's the biggest problem, because XML is so complex, and sometimes XML is not lightweight also. Okay, what is XML? I'll tell you later. So XML is, as we know that, okay, is a markup language, which is we have to pass in the form of in the form of nodes. So if you see some XML information, let's see, I want some flight information. Okay, or let's say I want to call the login API. So what exactly you will pass? You will pass XML like this: username, let's see, admin, and this is the end tag of username. Okay, and I'm passing two things. Password is also admin123, and this is the end tag of password like this. So I'm sending this request after clicking on login button, right? So what is happening? We are entering username, password, and then we are clicking on submit or login button. So what exactly it is happening? The browser automatically, your web page will create this particular XML internally. That okay, this is the admin username and admin123 is the password, and we are clicking on login button. So along with that, one request will be sent. Okay, sent to the, just a minute, guys. Okay, one request will be sent to the server. The moment we send the server will read that okay, this is admin and admin123, and this is the URL. Okay, this is a URL. Along with that, we will pass this particular XML in the backend. The moment we get the response, okay, the moment we hit the request, we are getting the response. So third thing is, we are getting same response in the form of XML. Okay, in the form of XML only. Okay, so we are getting the response also in XML. And what kind of XML we are getting? Let's see, in response we are getting that okay, status is success. Okay, success status I'm getting. So the response will be given to the browser or UI developer. What exactly they will do? They will see that okay, after clicking on submit button, if we are getting this particular success response, then I'll show a message on the UI that okay, login has been successfully done, and then I'll display the home page. So who is doing that? Development team doing that stuff. But internally, this is what is happening. We are sending a request to this particular URL. Okay, this is the requested XML. This is the response XML, and in the response, we are getting a success message. So whatever we are seeing on the page, that we are getting the home page. Okay, let's say I'm passing wrong username, wrong password. So we are getting what? We are getting some UI message, right? That okay, incorrect username, incorrect password, or wrong username, wrong password. So how exactly this particular message is coming? Let's see. Server will read it. Okay, this is, you have written test and test, wrong username, wrong password. Server immediately will send a request that okay, failure. Okay, immediately will send a response that is a failure response. Okay, and server will say that okay, this username does not exist. So UI guy will read this particular message or the response, and UI guy will display on the UI, because on UI we cannot show this particular thing, right? Otherwise we won't be able to understand, right? So we won't be able to understand this thing. So that's why on the UI, so this guy, okay, will read this particular success response, and accordingly he will display some message that okay, login successful, some message like this. login done or something. He will display home page after that. Okay, after reading this particular message, right? And we cannot show, we see, let's say you are the customer or you are the user on Facebook. So Facebook cannot show like this, okay, some XML, please send this XML to me. We cannot say to the customer, right? Because customer is non-technical guy, right? We have to give some UI page or some web page, right? So on the web page, we are entering admin and admin123. Internally, Facebook, what exactly doing? Converting them into XML and sending the request to the Facebook server. Facebook server says that, okay, yes, this profile exists in my system. Immediately, this is a success. The moment we success, immediately says that, okay, login done successfully, and we see the home page. We see our profile page, right? So this is what is happening over here inside the SOAP request. So this is about SOAP request if you are talking about SOAP. But this method is old now. Okay, using the SOAP request is, okay, not good, because sometimes we have to, let's say you have to pass a huge form. You are submitting a form, you're entering registration form and everything, username, password, and blah blah blah, so many things you are entering over there. What exactly it will do? Let's see, this is a page, this is a page, and there are so many fields are available on that particular page, so many, first name, last name, okay, age, employee ID, address, checkboxes, okay, married or not married, okay, so many things are there, and then we are clicking on one submit button over here. So what exactly it is doing? The web page converting all the information that you have provided, converting them into XML. Let's see, 100 information we are passing, everything will be combined together in a single XML file, and it will send to the server. Server will read this particular XML one by one, and it will insert the data into the database like this if you are submitting the form, right? So this is a different way. We used to do that 5-6 years back. Okay, this is a typical way. So why we are using XML? Because let's see, there are two systems are available. This is the system Amazon.com, and this is ICICIbank.com. So on payment page, we are filling all this information, right? We are filling our name, and we are filling our account information. I want that, okay, 300 USD, please deduct 300 USD, and we are passing some other information also. My username, password, and everything will be sent to the ICICI server. ICICI server will see that, okay, yes, this is the correct username, correct password, account information is also correct, okay, and the balance is also available. Immediately 300 USD will be deducted from your account, and ICICI Bank will send a response again in the form of XML. It says that, okay, yes, it's a success response. Okay, now immediately Amazon.com will display a message on the UI, your order has been successfully placed, and this is the order ID, like that. So in fact, two systems are also working together. This is Amazon.com and this is ICICI.com. These are two different systems. There is no link between these two systems. Their development team is different, their servers are different, everything. These are two independent business altogether. This is a bank and this is a shopping website, but still they are interacting. How? Through XMLs. So XML is the communication medium earlier, that, okay, XML is one of the best communication medium between two different systems. Okay, so that's why we were using XML earlier, but now the technologies has been have been changed. New things are there in the market, there are so many other things are there. Okay, so SOAP is almost gone, nobody is using, or maybe some old projects are there and in the maintenance thing, and then in that case they might use, okay, they might be using SOAP based APIs. This is basic, okay, SOAP based. Now same thing, let's talk about same request is there, we are sending one server to another server, one system to another system. We are filling this particular form or maybe login through REST. REST is not a protocol, REST is an architecture. REST means representational stateful API. What do you mean by REST? The full form of REST is, guys, always remember, representational stateful, okay, APIs. So representational stateful APIs, what do you mean by REST? So the basics of REST are that it will send the request and the response. Concept will remain same. But the basic difference between SOAP and REST is REST again endpoint URL we have to pass. Okay, what kind of URL it is? It is HTTP, and both are working on HTTP protocol. HTTP is compulsory because URLs are always in the form of HTTP. www.xyz.com, and let's see again login. Now we have to pass username password also, right? So this is the first thing. Second thing is we have to pass the data. What kind of data you want to pass? So for data, here we were using request XML. Here we are using different types of different types of content. It means we can pass in the form of XMLs. We can use in the form of JSON also. We can pass some string also. We can pass some document also. We can pass. Sometimes we are uploading a document, right, on naukri.com or monster.com. We are uploading our resume over there. Okay, doc file or PDF file or XML file or Excel file, right? So some document also we can use. Okay, now, so this is a thing. REST API says that you can send the request in any kind of format. Any kind of format means it can be XML, it can be JSON, it can be string, it can be document, any kind of. So this is the biggest advantage, and these type of documents are, this type is called MIME type. Okay, it supports multiple MIME type. Wait just a minute. Yeah, sorry. Okay, different types of content it supports, but the problem with SOAP, it's only and only sends XML, and sometimes XML is not lightweight, it's very heavyweight sometimes as compared to JSON and string. I'll tell you what is JSON and all. JSON, the full form is JavaScript object notation. Okay, so I'll tell you what is JSON and all those stuff. Okay, so this is the thing. Third thing is that for different types of operations we can perform with REST APIs. Different types of operation, remember guys. Okay, types of, I would say, calls or operations. Means we have, first is called C, then R, then U, and then D. What do you mean by C? C means create. If we want to create a data from the UI, we are filling a form and clicking on submit. That is called create call, or this is also called get call. We say that this is a get call. Okay, sorry, not get. This is called post call. R means retrieve the data. I want to fetch some information. I click on a button and some information is coming on the UI. Let's see, report generation. Some reports are coming. Okay, all my friend, I click on on Facebook, I click on my friends. Okay, 500 friends I have on my Facebook. So all the complete list of friends are coming. So whenever we are fetching the data or getting the data, that is called retrieval process. Okay, this is called retrieve. Retrieve means get call. Technically, we say that what kind of call it is, what kind of web service it is, get web service. Okay, get API. This is called post API when we are creating the data. U means update. Okay, if you want to, let's say, edit some information, you want to edit your phone number or mobile number, right? You want to update your location, you want to update your address. So whenever we have to update some records in the system, in that case we have to use update call. And technically what we say update call means put call. Put means update. Sorry. D means delete. I want to delete some data. I want to remove some of my friend from Facebook, or I want to delete this particular employee from the system because this employee does not exist now. So I want to delete a record. So this particular call is called delete call. Okay, so there are different types, 4 types of operation. Generally we have CRUD operation. This is called CRUD, CRUD, create, retrieve, update and delete. Create means post. Whenever you are creating a new data, that is called post call. Whenever you want to retrieve some data, that is called get call. Whenever you want to update some record, okay, or update some data, that is called put call. And whenever you have to delete some record from the database or from the system, that is called delete call. Right? And it's a very, very important interview question, that what are the different REST APIs or REST calls are there. And this get, post, put and delete, these things are called different HTTP methods. Okay, so what are the different HTTP methods are available? So immediately you have to tell post, get, put and delete. They will ask you what is the difference between post and put. Most of the people, they say that okay, put is to create the data. No, put is used to update the data. Always remember that technique, that u means update. Okay, just like that you can remember that put means you have to update the data, update the record. Post means retrieve the data. Okay, sorry, post means create the data. Get means retrieve the data. And delete means if you want to delete any record, simple delete it. Right? So this is the third thing we have to pass. Another thing is we have to pass headers. Okay, what do you mean by headers? So what kind of data you are passing? Okay, so another header is called, let's see that what kind of content, okay, type you are passing. It means what kind of content type. Are you passing JSON or XML? It means it is a JSON request or it is an XML request. So what kind of content you are passing. Sometimes if you see what kind of username or password, let's say you want to hit a particular system, okay, and that particular system is so secure that okay, you are calling this particular xyz.com login. So how can you access that API without username password? How can you access the employee information? Let's say this is a get call. I want to retrieve all the employees who are working in Infosys. Then I am sitting here in Bangalore and you are in US. You will just call this API from Infosys and you are getting the data. No, it is not like that. Infosys doesn't know you. So Infosys will not give you that particular data to you. I want to fetch the information that what is the weather is going on in California or in Bangalore. What is the temperature? So I'll call that particular API. Maybe some company is there. Okay, some forecast company is there in US or in Bangalore. Okay, I'll call that particular URL or service that I want to fetch that okay, what exactly the temperature. So they won't tell you that information. Why? Because you don't have access on that, right? So we have to pass a username password in the form of authentication. If you are authorized, then only you can hit the API. If you are authorized, if you have username password to access that particular API, then only you can do that. Otherwise, anyone can access any kind of data, right? If you're working in Bank of America, you have some account in Bank of America and I want a get account of Naveen. This is the API. I'll simple www.bankamerica.com/account/Naveen. And this is a get call. Immediately anyone can access my data, right? But no one can access. Why? Because they don't have permission to do that. So that permission, then authentication, we have to pass in the form of username password. If you have username password, then only you can do that. So we are passing along with headers. Okay. So this is a header. Now what kind of response we are getting in REST call? So guys, response also, it can be anything. You can configure that what kind of response. It can be JSON, it can be again XML, or some simple string message also. Okay, some string message also coming that okay, yes, that account created successfully, something like that, or some simple message, success, failure, something like that we can get. Apart from that, we are getting in the form of response that is called response code. Have you heard about that? Okay, are you getting 200? Okay, are you getting 300? Sometimes we see that okay, 404 or 400, 500 error. What do you mean by this? Sometimes we hit the www.abc.com, we see that okay 400, or maybe we see that 404, some error message. Have you seen such kind of error message on the web browser? Right? We hit the URL, we are getting such kind of response. 404 error, 400 error, 500 error. 500 error means the server is down. Let's see that machine server is down. So immediately, okay, let's see some maintenance work is going on. So immediately we will get 500 error. Okay, that because server is down and server is not responding. In that case, we will get 500. Let's see, 400 means bad request. You have entered the wrong URL, or let's say you have entered some wrong header or wrong JSON or XML. In that case, you will see that okay, yes, this is a wrong. They are expecting username and password both, and you are passing only username. So immediately they will say that okay, this is 400, this is bad request. Right? Some mandatory fields we are not passing. Let's see, first name, last name, mobile number on a particular form is mandatory. You are not passing all these information. You are not filling, and you are just clicking on submit button without clicking on okay, without entering these values. So immediately in the backend, it will give you 400. Sorry, 404. 404 means not found, or maybe 400 bad request. This is a bad request, right? 200 means everything is fine. 200 means okay, you have sent the request to the server successfully. You have hit the server successfully. That is called 200, right? So this is 200. So this is a basic difference between guys REST and okay. I'll try to do it. Okay. So in SOAP, such kind of facilities were not there. In SOAP supports only XML. There are no headers facility in SOAP. So the security constraints were also there. In the response also we were getting only XML. But here in the response we can get JSON also, XML also, some string message also, some document also. Let's say you want to download a PDF from a server. The moment you're clicking on it, you are getting a PDF. Okay, Java PDF or any PDF. You are getting a PDF, you are getting an Excel file or something like that. So everything is RESTful because REST supports all these document type, all these MIME type. Okay, sometimes you are getting some XML or JSON. Okay, and all these are very lightweight. It's very quick, it's very fast. So obviously the productivity will be increased in that case. Application will be very lightweight. Okay, so this is the basic difference between SOAP and REST, and this is one of the most important interview question. The first question they will be asking: have you ever worked upon web services? Yes. What do you mean by SOAP? What kind of web services? SOAP and REST both. Can you please tell me the difference? So these are the differences between SOAP request and REST request. Got it? So in this particular training, we will most of the time we will be covering REST. I'll give you some idea that a practical example of SOAP also, but 90% cases we will be working upon okay on these tools. Now what kind of tools are available for SOAP and REST? So in the market we have different tools. The first tool is, I would say, SOAP UI. So don't be confused with the name SOAP UI. It's fine, but it supports both. It supports SOAP based API also and REST API also. You can test SOAP API and REST API with the help of SOAP UI tool. And SOAP UI is not a free tool, although it's available in the form of free also and the license one. Okay, in free version there are less features and only for limited period of time, and the license also called pro version, professional version. Okay, so some companies they have paid for that. It's not very expensive tool, so maybe $300 I guess, and simply you just need to pay for it and you can test your web services over there. Okay, so this is SOAP UI supports both SOAP and REST. Other different different manual tool is there, Postman. Postman is used to send a request, get the response, but Postman is only for REST. Okay, we have another is REST client or advanced REST client. This is again is only for REST. Okay, apart from that, some Java APIs if you want to automate. Okay, so we have HTTP client. Okay, this is again only for REST. Have you heard about REST assured? Okay, this is again a Java API to automate REST APIs. Apart from that, we have if you heard about Jersey client, this is again for REST APIs. We have different one SOAP client API in Java. This is only for SOAP. We have JMeter. Okay, you can send the request for JMeter also with the help of JMeter. Generally, we say that okay, JMeter is a performance testing tool. Yes, it is, but you can do a functional testing for your REST APIs. So again, JMeter is used for REST calls. So I'll cover JMeter. Okay, so in this particular training, guys, I'll be telling you that basics of SOAP UI and Postman, obviously, REST client, HTTP client, REST assured. I'm not going to cover REST Jersey client because it's very complex and very few companies they are using. SOAP client, we are not using it because SOAP client is almost gone from the market. Nobody is using it. Okay, and I'll be telling you how to send the request with the help of JMeter. Although it's not a full flash course on JMeter because we are not going to complete the JMeter performance testing tool, but with the help of REST API, I'll tell you how to send the request and how to get the response. So these are the different tools and technologies are available, okay, for manual testing as well as automation testing. Okay, for web services. Okay, any doubt in this?
Naveen, hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm just curious to know what is meant by header.
Yeah, so header means, okay, I'll tell you, you won't be able to understand fully what is header. I'll show you practically, don't worry. Header means that it's a kind of technical term. So whenever we are sending the request, okay, so along with request, we have couple of things. We are passing which URL you want to hit. What kind of request it is JSON. I mean, the data you are passing in the form of JSON or XML or a string. That is also fine. What kind of method you are using? You want to create a data, then you have to use post call. Okay, what kind of header means what kind of content type you have to tell, okay, to that particular server that okay, this is content type is JSON, and the username and password means authentication, okay, parameters you have to pass. Okay, these things are called headers. Authentication parameters means, okay, if you want to hit any system, you must have access on that particular system. If this is a system, if you want to send the request, first of all, this particular, okay, I'll give you more practical example. Let's see, goibibo.com will send the request to indigo.com. That is fine, but they should have indigo.com. They must have created an account for goibibo.com. Okay, so while sending the request, we will pass some header, some authentication things that okay, boss, this is a username and password, okay, which is given by indigo.com to goibibo.com, and indigo.com will first see that okay, headers authentication is correct or not, then only we will send the data, otherwise we won't send the data. Same thing for SpiceJet, same thing for Air India or Air Asia. Okay, everybody they have their own username password they have given to the, okay, goibibo.com. So goibibo.com they will pass, let's see, admin admin username and admin password to SpiceJet. So if admin is correct, then only they will send the response to the goibibo.com. Otherwise, tomorrow I can also start some any kind of Naveen flightbooking.com. I'll send the request,
Okay.
I get the response, but it is not allowed. So it's a mutually contract between two businesses on the basis of username password. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
understood? Now quickly I'll tell you the practical example now. So just a minute. I'll share this URL with you guys. So I have other couple of URLs, but this is a very simple URL. So if you scroll down, so this is a request response.in. Okay, is a site where you can check all the calls. See, this is a get call. Again, these are the get calls. Then this is the post call. Post means create. Put means update. Okay, delete means delete. Now I'll give you an example. We were talking about get call. Let's see, this is a get call. The moment I click on it, API we are hitting. List get means give me the list of users. Some simple description also they have written. Okay, list of users. I want give me the list of users, and this is a URL, endpoint URL. API users page equal to 2. That on page equal to 2, how many okay users are available on page, okay, on page number 2, like that. So this is endpoint URL, as I told you, that something http request.in slash API users page is equal to 2, right? And this is a get call. It means the moment I hit this particular API, I'm getting the response is 200. This is a typical REST API. Okay, so Shilpi, you were asking yesterday that okay, I mean, how will I get to know that? Okay, because we cannot see anything, because on the web page we can see, so that we can automate through Selenium or something like that, but in the back end you will see such kind of things. You have to figure it out,
Okay.
okay, through some documentation or something like that. Okay, so list users,
Okay.
sorry, so list users, give me the list of users. See, and this is the JSON object we are getting. Okay, this is the JSON object we are getting, that how many users on page number 2, 1 2 3 users are available, where id is equal to this first name last name and some avatar picture also they have given. Avatar means that their picture. So the moment you see that employee information, you are seeing that employee id, employee first name, employee last name, and avatar, the picture also you are getting. So from where this particular picture is coming, right? We see any job portal or something like that, employee or candidate picture is also coming over there. So from where it is coming? It is coming from this particular attribute. Okay, so UI developer will get this particular response from the server. Now I cannot show this particular thing on the UI on the web page, because otherwise you won't be able to understand that what exactly it is. This is JSON. So you and me know JSON, but the end customer in the market, they are not aware about it, right? So in that case, what will happen? UI developer will read this particular data and they will display on the UI with the help of some UI technology, some HTML, CSS, or something like that. Okay, so that's why the moment you click on, or some button will be there that okay, get users. Okay, one button is there, okay, get employee information or get info, one button is there. So the moment you are clicking on the button on the UI, this particular list user, this particular API will be called, okay, to this particular URL, to this particular server, and we are getting the response. Okay, and this particular response we are converting into the HTML pages and showing on the UI. Got it? Same thing, I want a single user. Simple single user API is this. I want user where ID equal to 2, user slash 2. And what kind of URL? This particular URL, it depends project to project, company to company. How exactly developers they have mentioned. In your company, maybe it's a different URL. In your company, it will be like user slash employee ID is equal to 2. So like that also. So if you see, we are getting only employee 2 information, ID 2 information. Okay, it's this guy, Janet Weaver, and this image. So that the moment you enter that, okay, user ID is equal to 2. So let's see, my ID is 2 or my ID is 101. So I'll pass 101 over here. So I'll get the information only for that particular user. Okay, so list user means the collection of all the users. Single user means Give me the response for that particular user only. Let's see, sometimes single user not found. So I told you, not found means 404 error. We are passing 23. Employee ID is equal to, or user ID is equal to 23 you are passing. It means 23 does not exist. So you are getting 404 or blank. Response is blank now. So immediately Java UI developer, he will read this particular, oh, this is a blank and this is 404 and blank response. Immediately they have written some code or logic. The moment I'm getting 404 or such kind of blank response, I'll show that, okay, employee ID not found. Employee ID not found. So that's why we are hitting, I want employee ID is equal to 23. In the text box, I'm writing 23 and clicking on submit. But in the response, we see that, okay, on the UI, that employee ID 23 does not exist or not found. So why we are getting? Who is checking? Have you ever heard about it? Like, have you ever checked? Who is checking that particular thing? UI developer? No. UI developer will see that only this particular message is coming from the server. But the backend developers, they have written this particular code that, okay, first they will check in the database that 23 is there in our database or not. No, it is not there. Then send this response 404. It's not available. And the UI developer, okay, the UI guy, okay, will see this particular thing only and then display on the message that display on the page the message that, okay, not available, not found. So this is what is happening in the background, guys. So guys, you guys tell me, have you like heard about these things, or this is the first time you are getting this concept?
I haven't heard. So
Okay. What about you, Ipsi, Ravindra? No?
I heard little bit, but I didn't work.
Mm-hmm. Ravindra? Okay.
Heard about it.
Sorry? Okay. What about Soma, Shekhar, and Sri Lakshmi?
This is the first time, sir.
Okay. So that's why I'm
hearing the first time.
Yeah. So that's why I always say that, guys, please understand these things. This is the actual crux. Okay. How exactly the communication is happening. Okay. Because 99% cases, what exactly we are doing? We are just playing with the UI. We are just playing with the UI. That's it. It won't help you. Playing with the UI won't help you. Anyone can do that. Any 10th class student also can do that. Right? Simple, just a simple UI and then clicking on a button, check this thing is coming or not, and that's it. And these days, Selenium also is getting very common and very popular. After 2 years, you will see that, okay, Selenium, everybody knows about Selenium in that case. I'm telling you, after 2 years, everybody will be knowing about Selenium. So this is a thing that, okay, 99% cases, okay, not 99%, but yeah, 80-90% people, they are not aware about that what is happening inside. And such kind of testing we have to perform. Then how will you test it? I'll pass, instead of 23, I'll pass some special character. Right? I'll pass some null values. I'll pass some 2.3. But employee ID 2.3, obviously not possible. So I'll check what kind of response we are getting. Let's see. Right? I don't pass anything. I pass blank. Let's see what exactly server is responding. So these are the test cases I'll write over here. Okay. Now I'll give you an example of post. Post means create. So post, as I told you, we have to pass the response, or we have to pass.
Naveen, just 1 second. Naveen.
Yeah.
No. When we send this get or post request, don't you think that the response what we get is it's similar to like hacking or something like that?
No, 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 no. That's why I'm saying. Right now, here we are not passing any authentication because this is just for a practice point of view. Okay, so we are not going to hack it. So tomorrow you can say that, okay, any hacker, they will get this particular request and they are sending the request and getting the response. No, authentication is there. Once you send this particular request, okay, to any server, first they will authenticate this is a correct or authenticated request or not. If it is not, immediately they will decline it. They will not send the response. right? So that's a problem.
Okay.
That's a problem these days, that okay, trainer, they are not able to tell you that okay, because you need some good API examples in the market. Tomorrow I cannot write okay, Bank of America, I'll hack their backend. No, I cannot do that. Okay, so first they will see it's a correct or not on the basis of your IP address, on the basis of the username, password. I'll show you those things, don't worry.
Naveen, one question. So out of all these tools, we have HTTP client and REST assured. These both are automation
Yeah.
tools. Okay.
So rest assured and HTTP client, these are Java APIs to automate the REST calls. Okay, but these things we will cover later, guys. Okay, first you need to understand the concept properly. Okay, so last I'll tell you that okay, I'll give you so many examples. Don't worry. This is just the basic thing I'm telling you. Okay, post means create. Why I'm telling you all these very basic things? Because this is the first time you are seeing these kind of things. If I give you some hype and do a very complex example, you will be confused and immediately you will say that okay, no Naveen, I don't want to attend this training, I'm happy with the UI testing. Okay, so post means create. So this is the user I want to create, where name is equal to Morpheus and job equal to leader. So the moment I send this request, this is JSON request, and I'm getting this particular response that okay boss, this is the response I got. It means this particular user got created and ID is 873 is the ID, and created at means this is a date, on which date, on 11th January we created, like that. Okay, same thing like for delete. I'm calling a delete, I want to delete user 2, so immediately it got deleted, so we are not getting any response. Same thing for put, you want to update, I want to name is equal to Morpheus and job is, instead of leader I'm passing this is he's a resident guy. So simple, the job will be updated, address will be updated, or if you want to change some other information also, it will be updated over here. Okay, so I'll share this particular URL, just have a look. I'm not saying that okay, and I'll send you a couple of other things also. And let's do one thing, let's have a session tomorrow also. Okay, so although it's not more, I mean no more weekend session, so we can do one thing, weekend also we will take it, but tomorrow also I want to take one more session for you guys so that we can cover other examples also. So from the second session or the third session onwards, after this particular session, and tomorrow again we have session, after that session, okay, you will able to understand proper things. So let's have one more session tomorrow, and then accordingly we will proceed further. So currently I cannot proceed.
Naveen,
Yeah, go ahead.
I tried to access this regress.in site. I'm unable to access it.
Sorry, which one?
The site which you are accessing,
No.
regres.in.
REQRES.
Is it?
It's not G, it's REQ.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay, I'll share with you guys over here. Just practice, have a
Hi,
look.
Naveen.
Yeah.
So as a tester, are we allowed to create, update, delete anything from the database? Like it's exactly like SQL, right?
Yeah, we are allowed on lower environment, on QA environment, we are allowed. Whatever you want to create, you can create. You are not doing on production. On
Okay.
production, we are not allowed.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
So guys, I'm ending this particular session now because I have an immediate office call at 10:30. It's already 10:31. But that's why I want to take a session tomorrow for you guys. Full 1 hour session, and I'll tell you some amazing things. Okay. So I think that is more than enough for today, and I'll send this particular this thing also. I'll send it to you. Okay. Although you can take a screenshot and okay. So this is the thing. Okay. So just tell me quickly in 1 minute. Is it good? You're liking it or it's boring?
I'm liking.
It's good. interesting.
It's good.
It's good, right? Only good or okay, fine. Okay. That's fine. Okay, so guys, that's why I'm telling you. You will realize once the training will be completed, and then you can compare your knowledge. I'm giving you guarantee for that.
Yeah.
Amazing knowledge you will be having, and you can write so many things in your resume. And the good thing is, they won't ask some very complex question at the time of interview, so easily you can crack the interviews also for backend. It will
Okay.
give an impact at a time of interview, and easily you can get into any product company.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll tell you number of
Yeah.
tricks. Okay, number of tricks and techniques I'll tell you. Just be with this thing. Okay, don't skip any session. And if you skip, please go
Okay.
to the recording. It's very important. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, guys. Bye bye. Yeah. Good night. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.